There we go. Now we're live. Howdy, everyone. It is Crow's Nest No Quarter, episode 36. This one's called Refactor with a side of bacon. So I guess we'll be talking about Refactor and the bacon event. So we'll say good day to everyone who's here. Howdy, Toxic.
G'day, how are we?
And howdy, Shane.
Hello, peoples.
G'day, Ross.
Good day.
And howdy, Neil.
Good evening, everyone.
And Damnation's here, but he's sick, so he's not talking. So, hooray! No, that's not very nice. Cool. So, what do we want to talk about? Refactor, bacon? Which order do you want to do it in?
I'm open to bacon. How about we just start off with the bacon?
Okay, let's start with bacon. Sounds good.
Good deal.
I may not say much this show, but I do still have control over the mute button. So watch.
Uh-oh. I've been told. I'm in trouble. Cool. Okay, so how's everyone's bacon event going? Are you enjoying it? How are you finding the targets? Score, what you're going for, blah, 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 blah.
Well, as far as what I'm doing, it's like around 6 hours a set for me. So I'm kind of just doing 2 sets a day. Over the 5 days, I'll end up with 300,000, and that's what I'll take from it. So not bad, but I'm not going to be pushing it the envelope and paying for repairs. So
yeah,
same here.
I chose the Blitz feature right off the bat. I looked at the number of things that were going on in the Refactor and the number of things I had to do moving forward with just the Refactor alone. And I chose just to not, well, to participate for sure, but just to blitz that. And I did not do the whatever billions of points I'm seeing on the leaderboard, but I did just blitz what I thought I would need, So since that time, I've gone out and hit a couple targets in slow repaired, and to get a few extra points since like the resources were made available. I didn't have that originally allocated in my blitz. So I've picked up a few points here and there. And now I see that there's a few other ship build tokens that were added. So I'm interested in picking those up for the future also. So that's mine.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. I forgot to mention too that if you want to join us, the link's in the YouTube chat, and it's also on the Crow's Nest page. Sorry about that. I forgot to mention it. Neil, how's your bacon going?
I tell you what, according to the rest of the guys in my group, I suck.
Well, that's nice of them.
I'm setting at 148,000, and I do a set of the 102s and 190s, and I'm getting like 8-10 hours repair on each fleet as I do. Well, I try and do 3 of each one. So then my Manticores come in, they got 10-11 hours on them. The only one that doesn't have the excessive hours is the Razors. They're down to about 8 hours, but the Bat Rays, my God, they seem hitting the hundreds. I'm just killing me. 11-12 hours. So there falls into another problem that I've been trying to bring up with some of the people that understand what's going on, is why we can't chain our repairs. It'd be nice to set those on so we wouldn't have to keep coming back and getting them. But at that length of time, it makes no difference. When you got 12 hours, hell, go to bed. You'll be back.
Yeah, I know that's a bit of an ongoing thing that we would, it'd be really good to have a repair queue, or, and even if it was Conquerors, when, the bounty event's a good example of that. You've got your Conqueror repair, and then you've got your normal repair as well. So,
Well, the thing is they did us with two different style targets. We got to use an assault fleet and a skirmish fleet. You know, with those big repair times on them, they need more than that. I think that probably a repair queue for each class of ship. Siege, a garrison. This way, I mean, if they're going to put more than one style of target out there for us to hit, where we got to use more than one style of fleet, well, like he said, he gets like how many hours on the assault fleet and how many hours on his skirmish fleet?
Yeah, I'm getting anywhere from 8 to 12 hours repair for 3 targets. So
yeah.
that's why I'm just not going to put a bunch of coin in it. I didn't know it was going to be that important. There's stuff in there I'd like to have, stuff I'm probably not going to get just because of that.
Yeah.
Cool. And what about you, Toxic? How's your one going?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm doing the same as what Neil does. I can probably hit 4, and then the fleet will be like there'll be a few dead ships in it. But if I hit 3, I get away with around about 10 coin repair. So I usually hit 3 102s, then I repair it. Then I go back out to hit the 3 100s and then hit the 390s with the Manicores. And the Manicores is the cheapest of all 3. For whatever reason, I don't know. I drive them the same, but they're only around about 4 hours repair for the 390s.
Damn, Toxic, I need your build.
I don't. Yeah. I don't have any bat rays, so I only got razors, and it usually costs me about 10 coins. I did one for 9 and I did one for 11, so it's I spent 30 coins so far. I've got 270,000 points, and I still don't have enough, so I may have to do one more run. And I do use a grease monkey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
Cool.
all in all, we're normally used to having quarter repair time on that, so
Yeah.
uh,
So in essence, you using a grease monkey, you're getting about the same times he is then, really.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's about 10 coins. It's about 10 coins to hit 3 either 100s or 3 102s.
Okay, so his build's not that much greater than yours and all that. He's just running a grease monkey, okay? So
Yeah, I've certainly been using grease monkeys to my advantage because I roll them pretty well, as everyone knows. But
oh, Mr. Midas touch on the redhead there. Yeah.
yeah, she likes me.
She likes
Yeah, so I've been stacking them as well because I was like, this whole needing two different ships is a bit, that's a big ask. Apart from the damage being high and no half repair, it's like it's a fair old ask. So I've just been stacking away, bits and pieces as I go, and my score is looking really miserable. But then I realised I had like 5 of the Manicore targets that I had all ready to go, so that sort of bumped my score up a bit. So I'm only using razor tails because I've only got 4 bat rays. So, but I'm at, I don't know, about 250.
Somebody did mention that the razors were working good in both targets, the 100 and the 102, though.
Yeah, I haven't really had too many issues. I mean, there's a fair old whack of damage, but it'll easily do both of them. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think it's.
And I didn't
Maybe-
know that. And when I blitzed it right off the bat, because they said that, to use, I only hit the 102 and blitzed it all the way up. Right. And because I went by, one's targets for the bat ray and one's for the razor tail, I didn't have any idea that the razor tail would perform as it does in the razor tail target, in the bat ray target, So they're, in my opinion, they're both 2 razor tail targets and then a Manticore fleet.
Yeah, and I know it's strange, but I don't mind having to use 2 different fleets, because if I didn't have to use 2 different fleets, I would have had to spend another 10 coins to get the to pay for a repair, so I can then do the 90. But now that it's a different fleet, I don't have to. I can slow repair at the end of both of them.
Yeah, that's a good deal. No, that's what I was
Yeah.
meaning. Right.
That's what
okay.
What we're
I don't
saying
mind
that
that.
you got a long repair on that one. You're going to be in the middle of the night asleep whenever you need to start the repair on the other fleet.
Yeah,
that's kind
that's
of
going to be key that I found out that you can use the razors as well, both the 100s. So
Mm.
at least I feel more comfortable about just jumping out of one and going into the other,
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. People are saying in chat that either way they've had experiences where the bat rays will do both targets and the razor will both do both targets. But I guess it's all on the driving style as well, and just trying to make it so not everything's hitting you all at once and splitting up the targets and stuff.
what hurts me. I mean, I can do the 100s okay, but whenever I go to do a 102, it like takes 3/4 of the health off my bat ray.
Yeah.
Making me unable to do a second target because all the damage is going to the lead ship there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the part that really screws me from doing like a couple of sets together or whatever.
It's strange how we've gone back to that problem again. It seems to go, swap from one to the other. That, the last event, it wasn't too bad and the damage was sort of all the same, and then we're back to the taking everything on the lead again. So,
haven't you noticed though that now I've noticed this, that now even all the targets seem to be jacked up as far as damage, because when I was getting titanium, now instead of being X amount of damage minutes, it's 4, 5, 10, 20 minutes longer. And some people are saying in comms that they're just not even getting through the targets because there's so much more damage.
The 45s, yeah. I mean, I used to do 45s with my Skyfires, and I map repair. It'll be like 2 minutes, minute 50 seconds. Now I hop in at 23 minutes. I did 2 for 2.5 hours of repair, 2 45s. So I'm not doing them no more. It's cheaper to hit 83s on auto, I don't get that much damage in an 83.
yeah.
So they crank something up, something severe.
I've seen some strange stuff in comms and on the other pages that people are having all sorts of difficulties with targets, and it's really quite bizarre.
Well, I've gotten it. I mean, I've had the Bizarros take since you auto everything, and you know what your fleet, after the third 3,000 targets of the same target, I pretty much know what the damage is going to be. Always playing on auto, and every now and then I really am getting some crazy damage. From little targets, because I'm going after res. I mean, I'm just hunting res, and then it won't kill me off or anything, but I'll be, holy cow, that was a 45. I'll be like, really? But it is what I mean. I don't know how the damage can change so much on auto. But,
well, depending on what it is, all you need is one ship to split away and do something a bit strange, because we saw that on the buck targets and everything. That it just all you need is one to take a slightly different path, and then boom, there's your damage.
So I can blame kicks. So you can all blame kicks if I come and hit you and take all your res away. Not my fault now.
Right. It's a wonderful thing.
It is. So I'm not to blame at all. I'm a victim of circumstance. There you go.
The same world we're all in. That's all.
You're the special snowflake victim, right?
That's
not
me.
you. You're a worry. Cool. And what sort of prizes have you been all taking so far? I know I've managed to catch up on a few things, so it's been pretty good.
Well, since we're talking about it, I've claimed all 3 of the new hulls. And I popped 2 of them out, put them in my Witch Doctor fleet, and I started to hit baby seals for res. And I tell you what, it's fun. You go in there and you take out 500 million worth of resources in one hit. It is fun. like the olden days, you know, where you have to get stuff, build something before you get hit back. And yeah, it's a bit much. I think that they've got 40,000 or 40 million res capacity, but yeah, it's good fun. So
I'm not giving up my bubble so you guys can come hit me.
it's a good way to get res quickly, you know. It's a pirate game.
Well, it is. I've been getting res quickly too, but not by hitting people, you big bully.
I got the same guy for 7 times. Hey, honest, 7 times. So he put a guard on. Killed that guard. Hey, I just couldn't. When I found out, when I brought home that first load, I was like, yes, no more of that. I am not doing searching this. I mean, it's endless hours of hitting small titanium targets and small base part targets, trying to fill up on resources. And those are honestly like my best options.
When you press the button for the new OP gun, and you're full of res, you press the button and you got none left.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a half a day of hitting stupid little targets. So they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to put more res in those 71s or 50s or whatnot. They've got to put more res. And if they want us to have that much res for one build that takes like all your warehouses, they got to do something. Otherwise, the little guys are going to have to suffer.
Yeah.
Actually, I do want to chime in here for 1 minute. Even at the low end of the game nowadays, with like the stuff they expect the lobies to build, like, you know, even to build a Punisher, takes a fucking crap ton of res, man. And just getting that shit off of salvages, being a low level, is going to take you frickin' forever. Salvages need to be addressed for everybody across the board, not just people at the upper end trying to farm salvages to build these big ships. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled program.
Well,
Yeah, they have to do something.
they've just created a whole nother new chore.
Mm.
I've never had to work so hard to go and get res in my life. Because of, like you said, the cost of everything, how much it costs. One thing takes your full warehouse. You know, 40 walls out of 600 takes 940 million. I mean, you hit the button one time and now you have to go out and res cargoes or whatever for an hour or so. You know, I mean, the best thing I can say, if you're going to have to get res, try to hit something that you're gaining something on. Try to do the 111s. That gives me 500% in a mono fleet. 1 hit, no damage. Now with the skirmish, like 102s, hit 2 of those for 500% damage for no damage. Instant repair. If you need uranium, hit the uranium targets. If you ain't got nothing to gain, if all your special resources are full, just hit the 111s and for the FM targets, and that way at least you can at least getting some points in there to buy whatever specials that you don't got or whatever. Try to make use of your cargo hauling.
Yeah, but even if you want to put your wall up to level 3, if you haven't updated your warehouse from 16 to 17 yet, you can't even do it. You need to have updated at least 1 warehouse to level 17 so you can get enough titanium to do it.
Is that enough? Because that one's, well, no, that's the port line. It's the 425.
It's 425,000.
Yeah, was that like 2 or 3 warehouses?
That's one. That's one like.
Okay.
No, that's 2 warehouses at level 17.
Is it?
Yes,
No,
because I only
it's just
have
one.
one. I only have one, and I can't do it
Yeah.
because I can't hold enough.
You must have one at 16 still, or 15 or something.
Yeah, I thought it was only one.
Pretty
But,
sure
yeah.
not.
Yeah, I know. I'm certainly grateful I've got mine done already, but I know exactly what you're saying. You know, the walls are the things that I've been looking at, and I've just been, like Shane said, you know, I just find the low targets. I had 3 fleets out autoing low targets earlier, and I was like, man, this takes me back a long way. That we, you know, needing this much res, it's kind of crazy, but I'll just do it slowly because, you know, part of this, and I was going to go into it with the refactor and everything too. It's like we have this pressure that we put on ourselves to try and get everything done as quickly as possible, and we know we need to because, you know, historically the game shows us that. But man, it's a bit of a struggle.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, you got until the 3rd of December for the tokens run out, so you're sort of under pressure to get something done while the tokens are still viable. Now, by that time, there'll be a raid out, and there'll be something else that we need, that we're gonna get from that raid. So if you haven't done anything, or if you're not quite finished at that time, then it's just gonna be more that you have to do, and then you don't have the tokens. So you are under pressure whether you like it or not, because there's the next raids coming up, the next bounty will be coming, and then there'll be not TLCs, not so much, but yeah, there is always something that you're going to get another turret, or you're going to get another hull, or you're going to get another weapon, and if you haven't already got at least 80 or 90% of your fleet done, you're just lagging behind. You're never going to catch up.
And I just logged into game to check, and yes, you have to have 3 level 16 warehouses and 2 level 17 to do the portal.
Yeah, it's a big ask. So yeah, I'm just doing mine bit by bit, and you know. But I was trying to, you know, wonder. I know we'll never get the figures out of Kixeye, but I'd love to see, you know, how many base parts you pulled in between, you know, these 2 weeks or something, or how much res you pulled in, because it's going to be a crap ton. There's no doubt about it. So.
You know, I got a question on the portal, and it could be I don't know why I just can't think of this, but because I don't remember when I put it in. Now, when I go to and put in the 3rd portal, you know, it does physically show up there in place that it's building, you know, right? It's not. It takes some time, correct?
Yeah,
quite a bit. Now,
yeah.
is that base percentage added to the point where I'm installing it, or is it not added to the base until it's completed?
As far as I know, it wouldn't be there. And sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure it's not added until it's completed. Because until it's completed, it's not actually there. Just
Right.
like if you're building a turret, it can't fire while it's building. You know what I mean?
I know that's how it should. I mean,
There
that's how I was thinking. That's just why I'm asking, because I just couldn't remember how that was on the others.
I think with the other ones we put in with base parts, so it wasn't
Right.
it wasn't a deal.
Okay.
You know, it was just you put them in and they were done. But you know, that's only from my perspective, obviously, because I did.
I remember that we couldn't do the base parts on the.
Right. You had to do time.
Okay.
I didn't think so. We could put the walls in, but not the actual. You know, whether you want the hoplite wall or you want the scourge wall or whatnot, but the actual gate, I don't think it ever worked with base parts, unless I'm mistaken.
I honestly don't remember to be, you know.
No, you can never use base parts on that.
Okay.
But so we're good question after all, because
Of course.
it's really gonna whack my 25% off. You know, if I throw in another, and it throws something off when I install it.
You was asking on the res stuff. It shows in the weekly haul. I've brought in 1 trillion resources so far this week.
Okay.
Shows number one global has bought in almost 4 trillion.
But is that I mean, is that actually
I don't know
something?
how accurate that number is, but that's if it is how much res you've brought in, it's not unfeasible to me. That's 10. That's 10 warehouses.
I'm that guy. I'm 25th global. So how about that?
I
Yeah.
thought those leaderboards were still all screwed up.
I'm at 1.9 trillion.
Okay, so you're about double of what I've got so far as bringing in res. If that's accurate, if that numbers is accurate.
See, mine looks the same as it always does. It's just going up slowly.
But yeah, like I said, I don't know how accurate those leaderboards are, but the weekly haul, and it, that's like 10 full banks, and I wouldn't doubt that that's what I've brought in this week so far. Just doing all this stuff, getting the base turned around, and
Yeah, no, I think you'll find that's lifetime. It can't be. It can't
well,
be.
my lifetime is like, okay, no, that's 3 billion.
No, I think it is lifetime because
It might be
pretty close to how many people are higher ranked than me in the game, honestly. And
Yeah.
because that's by res taken in.
Yeah,
good.
I think that's how it works.
Well, darn it.
That's all right. It was just, because I was bored or autoing targets. I was like, yeah, I wonder how much I've actually done. But anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, what are you guys trying to figure out?
How much res we actually brought in this week? Because
the weekly haul is for this actual week.
No.
Can't be.
Yes.
It can't be.
Look at the leaderboard. If you look, it has weekly XP and lifetime XP.
Yeah, I know, but we're just saying
they're totally separate. Those things are totally separate.
I know. We agree, then we kind of agree, but I think we're going to have to agree on part of it. We agree that that's what it should be, but the figures that are shown
we're not sure accuracy
are a lifetime because they have to be.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Between the lifetime and that's lifetime XP. This is weekly haul.
I'm on weekly haul global. I'm 25th in the globe, and I have 1.9 trillion.
Yeah, and I got 1 trillion.
Yeah, you couldn't get that. I mean, it's only how long since the refactor? Not even a week. He couldn't have pulled that in that short amount of time.
Okay, you're not thinking that he's pulled in at least 20 warehouses? He said he's cleared out what's
All right. One full warehouse is 1 trillion. That is
billion.
1 billion, right? And 1 trillion is 1,000 billions.
Billion. That's 4 billion.
All right, let's get off this subject.
I was going to say. Moving along. Okay, so has anyone opened up or claimed any of the bacon boxes or chests? Would probably be an accurate word, or the other new ones that have been added?
Yeah,
I'm going to chime in here again for a minute because this really pissed me off. It said that if you got the bacon collector's chest thing, you were supposed to get a tier 4 or lower hull that you didn't have. And if you did, there wasn't any of those, you were going to get uranium, right?
Yep.
I got one of those chests. The ECM Destroyer is tier 1.5, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have it. I opened the chest and I didn't get it, and it gave me uranium. I'm kind of pissed off about that.
Same.
Okay. Interesting. I ended up with, because I was curious to see what was in them, so I ended up with a Jug X and a Mako, and I'm like, thanks for that. I won't be spending any more points on this shit.
Yeah, that's why you don't spend points on random crap.
I was curious.
They can keep that bacon if they want it.
And I also don't have the ECM destroyer and the Gore Saber, I believe. And I opened up three chests and I got uranium.
Okay. Yeah, so something interesting going on there. And what about your bacon chests? Have you opened any of those? The token chest?
No.
Again, it's random, so I'm not buying any of that stuff.
Yeah, I got a structure repair and a structure build token. So.
I can't even find my bacon shards, wherever they are, whatever they go to.
Let's see here.
Will it be in your
right there?
Like you have to be in your shipyard and then look at your ship skin list. Is where they would be.
Yeah, the bacon thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hit 5 targets and you had it. They don't give you any more shards after that. But yeah.
So you should have a bacon breaker and a bacon dragon, I guess it is. If I can find it to click on. But yeah, that's where they are. If you
Somebody else said dock, and I went there and I didn't see what. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
Go into your dock and then you would hit the icebreaker like you're going to look at it to go refit it.
No, you just go to the ship
right there. Yeah, well, the skin's right there on it. You know, if you're in your dock and you look at your ship, but like you're going to refit it. Instead of hitting refit, hit left of it. It says skin. And you can pick your skin right there and put it on. And boy, that's ugly.
It is. That's strange. I don't have one for the dragon.
I don't have one.
That's a top
breacher,
ain't it?
Ah, okay. Yep, fair enough. Anyway, who cares? They're ugly.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, does anyone else want to say anything about the bacon event, or have we pretty much covered that off now?
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
It's a lot of damage. I agree.
Yeah.
For
So
not
we've still
having
got
at least two queues to put repairs in, or at least getting half repaired on one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage for not much bacon, isn't it?
Expecting us to hit raid targets that have been cranked up without half repair is a fucking kick in the dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of repairs, but I mean, to be honest, I'm going to be getting some decent points. I didn't get like the flagships, the Hurricane and the Mauler. I'll be able to get them. I mean, if you're able to do the A sets, I mean, like I said, I'm doing 2 a day. So 2 run-throughs a day. I mean, it's decent points, and the prizes in there they're going to be old quick, but I mean, we got.
I can't get repaired that quick.
They gauge everything by engagement, and me engaging 6 targets a day is not very good fucking engagement.
Yeah.
I guess I could probably get more done if I just do 1 target and let it heal and do 1 target with another fleet, let it heal.
Yeah. But we've still got a day and a half left, I think. So you'll probably end up, pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I'll get $250,000, I guess.
Yeah.
But one thing I did want to go on Toxic.
No, I was going to say, isn't the engagement the same whether you do 6 targets in 1 day or 1 target in 6 days, or every 6 days? 1 target for 6 days. It'll be the same.
Mm.
Yeah, but the engagement would be a lot better if I'd be able to do 12 targets a day. Doing 6 targets a day because of the increased damage is not good engagement.
The thing of it is, you can't hardly do that kind of. Like I said, my rotation was 3 90s, 3 100s, and 3 102s. Well, each fleet has 12 hours of repair on it. Say, well, I can only put 1 on a day, so it takes me a day and a half to get them all repaired, so I can go do another set.
Yeah. One thing I did want to add to this is that it's interesting that, you know, our predictions or observations came true, that the map clutter is just bloody god awful in my opinion. It's just like, you know, now that we've had consolidation, and yes, they've shrunk things down, but then you've got this massive wall of text everywhere for your mega convoys and your thick cut bacon and your thin cut bacon, and it's just stuff everywhere.
Made all the stuff smaller, but they overlap in it.
Yeah.
So now it's actually a little harder because now the targets are even smaller and we got to try to click on them, you know. And they're like, now that's easier for them to overlap and be in a bunch of 4 of them in a little bitty small area.
Yeah, I know I've made the mistake of when I was autoing for res and base parts and everything, of clicking the wrong target and going, whoops, never mind. It looks like I'm driving this one, or, you know.
If only they could put these targets in the tower.
Yeah, we come up with that last time we was talking about some of this.
Yeah, that's a bit of
I came up with that like 3 years ago or whenever towers came out, and they don't want to hear none of it.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. But
left click on the target, read what it says, and then hit attack.
I need base parts.
Hit right target, you know, right click, go to it, and smack it, and go, oh shit,
my fleet's dead.
Start trying to do like the old school, left click it. Okay, that's a 68, and it's attack. Safely hit a target, you know.
It's just if after you've done it 56,500 times, you just go, oh well, I got 1 fleet out there going for base parts, or I got 2 fleets going for base parts, and I got for titanium and 1 for base parts. Eventually, you're going to get mixed up, and you watch TV because you're not going to sit there and concentrate on what you're doing. So you're just doing this on the side because it's boring as hell, and every now and then you click the wrong one, and you got your Skyfires going into a base part target, and yeah, it's good fun. Adds to the repair queue.
Yes, if we had one. Very good. So, and how did everybody's refactor go with it?
Still going.
Yeah, I know when I don't know, I went through various stages of this week, and it's like, you know, I was getting kind of stressed about it, and then I was like, well, that's stupid, so I'm not going to worry about it. We'll just wait and see what happens. And then, you know, it landed, and I was at work, so I just read this massive wall of text, and I went, well, okay, I'm not going to memorize that, so I'll just pick it up in game, and that's what I've been trying to do. And I guess this event's been good for that, so because there was quite a few turrets that I've been able to swap around and stuff like that, but it's just learning all the new figures, and it's going to take a while to settle down, and I guess that's part of like what I was talking about with the pressure before. So I also had the lovely storms here, so we lost power for 12 hours, so my 48 ended up being 36. So
oh joy.
Yeah. it was a bit of a testing time, but I guess we've still got the tokens. So, and how did everyone else go?
I've got a great question, and I'm not unhappy with it at all. But I want to know what the rest of the people on our panel here think about how it turned out, as opposed to what they thought or assumed it was going to be. Because I thought, well, it is, you know, it is what it is. We're going to have, if we're going to play, which we all do. We're going to do whatever we have to do. But yeah, I'd like to hear you guys' like afterthoughts since what's happened.
Well, I thought that I would be seeing or hearing of people with pitchforks and torches marching towards San Francisco, but it's not been that bad. It's not.
You're not the leader.
Sorry?
You're not the leader.
No, I'm not. I'm
you don't have to blame every person that comes on. Well, this is
but I expected, I'd never expected almost 2 years worth of build tokens. I've not expected ship build tokens, I should say, and I not expected over a year worth of turret build tokens. I thought there'd be a lot more glitches and hiccups in there than what they actually were. I mean, with the refactor itself, I don't think I'm too unhappy with it. I'm actually thinking that what they done is like, you know, all the stories we heard that's going to break their bank and they won't be able to give us all these tokens and whatnot. And I was expecting, you know, like, for every hull that you got, maybe 10 tokens or something like that, maybe 7 tokens or something like that. To give us the amount they gave us is awesome. So, I mean, I wouldn't give them a 10 because of all the crap that they did in between. Like, we didn't need to have that bacon event. That was totally unnecessary. But I'll give them an 8, I would think, out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things they could have did better, especially with running a bacon event. I mean, for one thing, if they would have implemented half repair time, bacon event wouldn't be so taxing. But I think it would have really implemented a lot more base attacking and stuff. That part of it and everything. The only bad thing I think about it is I mean, right here, right at the refactor, they bring out the tier 8 hull. We haven't even got the last armor for the last set of stuff yet, neither. The set's not complete. We haven't even had no time to play with this refactor before they're bringing tier 8 on us. And I think the jump is a little high on the tier 8 as far as the deflections on the ship and the damage output of the weapons and stuff, everything else. And it really sucks that you're putting weapons that can do so much damage to ships and not letting me put them on my defender hull.
That's kind of a different point about the refactor, and I totally agree with you 100%. I just think that I thought we voted on this a long time ago as a group. They put a survey in and said, where do you want to go first, base or ships? And it was like 90% of people said we want to get our bases in line before we turn out any ships that are overpowering. And they turn around and turn out a ship that's overpowering before we ever get a chance to get a race in line. But we're coming. It still pisses me off.
Yeah.
My thing with the refactor is that when I heard the whole thing from the refactor, that whole word, I was hoping it entailed more than what it has. The changes that I have seen in the game, in my opinion, do not improve my game in any shape or form. My thoughts and things, and when Refactor was taking a look at, was refactoring the game to bring the fun and enjoyment and value and pleasure in a video game back to how we had in the past, how they achieved in the past. Well, during Refactor even, they added this incredible, I mean, it's insane, the hours of resource collecting required to do this changeover. They added, they didn't, I mean, exactly opposite of what I was hoping to have refactored is happening. More things, and on Thanksgiving and then on the holidays now, we're having, well, weekly events now are here upon us, and I can say that I don't think they'll go away. I mean, that's how it's historically been in the past. So as a general refractor for me, I'm not freaking out. I'm not scrapping things, but I'm displeased with the overall refactoring because it didn't improve my game in the slightest bit. In fact, it made it worse because it added more chores. And so that's exactly opposite of what I was wanting to be done. So that's how it is for me.
I agree. I mean, you probably wanted to do something with the family this weekend, with it being Thanksgiving, and here we sit. We've said all day, and I've been talking to Ross on and off all day long, and that's all we're doing is getting res or getting, something. It's all we've done. We've been here since 8 o'clock this morning.
Yep.
But there is a consolidation, and I'm not getting paid by Kick saying all this shit, but
Whatever.
but it's only going to be for a little while. Once you got all the shit sorted out, you won't have to go and there won't be that much more res and stuff that you need. It's only now because everybody's building one hull after another and after another after another, and changing all their, doing all their base. And once it's all set up, once you got the vanilla build out and you're in a testing phase, it's not going to be so bad. I don't think anyway.
What about the little guys, though?
Yeah, it's the little guys. That's a different story. I can't say it's going to be bad for them, and I can't say it's going to be good because I'm not one of them, and it's very hard, I think, for.
Yeah, but you're one of them taking all their res.
No, that's Ross.
Well, now, what do you define as the little guy? Because what I define as the little guy, the PvP refactor doesn't even affect them at all because they're probably not even looking at PvP at this point.
Let's be honest. They don't understand it, and they didn't understand it before.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not the ones that do not understand it now. And when I first put a poll up in my own group, and then I put it just in asking many friends that play the game and played this since the start. Do you understand Refactor? That honest, I'd be embarrassed to say the actual numbers. That it's just amazing that have no idea about any of this Refactor, but and so I was shocked and I was in panic mode in my own alliance even, and I'm just going to straight out say in my own alliance I was in panic mode going, well, I'm going to have to come up with how-to videos, explaining videos, and all these kind of things to make this explainable, not just read off this forums or from a slide or anything like that, because it's not working. And then I started asking these people, same people, certain things, and they didn't understand before. So I'm okay, in all honesty. The majority of the community in Battle Pirates, in my opinion, doesn't understand it, but didn't in the first place. So I think we're okay. I mean, I saw a huge drop I thought in my understanding we'd have a huge drop off when this is implemented. And we're having a drop off, but it's not huge. I think that it's going to still be to come because I think that the engagement fun factor is not there. So I think that until that's is adjusted, that I think we'll continue to have the drop off. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Interesting. I know, like, you've all, said some very valid things. So I see in comms all the time, people saying, what's going on. They don't understand. So you do have to spend quite a bit of time, going from the forum, from page to page to understand what's going on. And I couldn't understand why they didn't do a timer, for this being such a big deal. Like we have the raid timer, you have a little symbol over on the side of the screen, and 6 days till refactor, and you click on it, and there's a link in it that takes you to the forum. So at least, there's another way of engaging people so they understand what's going on. And I think this bacon event's been a pretty big diversion. And I think as we go into next week and the week after, that, it's going to start to really sink into how it's going to affect the game and that sort of thing. I think the stats on the breaker are too high. Not breaker, whatever it's called, the new ship, because we're
Breacher.
That's the one, Breach 8. Because we're not far from 1 million already. And it's like, well, hang on a sec. We're just going to be at 1 million for the next ship. So we haven't actually stepped back as much as we thought. And sorry, I'm just going to mute while this conversation's going on behind me. So please keep talking.
Well, there was a conversation in comms today that someone had came on and said, I can't get my FM done because I keep getting sniped all the time. Ross is familiar with this, but it was kind of like, wait a minute, how can you make that statement? And then finally he had to be told that, well, you can't snipe anymore, you know.
Yeah,
that's how people stay up on
it. he hit something he wasn't supposed to because the attack icon don't even pop up on those fleets.
No, that's just how people stay current on the forums and all that. In some people's defense, that the forums became a toxic environment a long time ago. And let's be honest, it's not even easy to navigate, to find certain things that you're looking for at all times. Not granted all the time. Some things are just right out there, easy, super easy, but not all the time. I think that the forums have became a toxic place a long time ago, and then many people just said they don't participate.
Well, the forums are only toxic if you actually engage in them. If you just go in and read the stickies at the top, there's no toxicity there at all. But I would honestly say though that anybody who didn't know about this refactor almost had to go out of their way to not know about it. It was covered on all the shows. It was covered on Discord. It was covered on forums. The message at the top, the message, in-game message at the top, several times talked about the refactor. If you didn't go and click on any of those things, you have nobody to blame but yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I just think for something that's this big, because the reality is, like, when you look at world comms and stuff like that, and you see that there's a lot of people who don't know what's going on. So they must only play like once a week or something like that. And, you know, they're playing all their other games and then they go, oh, let's go and have a look at Battle Pirates this week. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. There's got to be a better way of engaging more people to play.
And that's one of the things, and this may be a shocking statistic to some of you, and some of you may already know it, but as far as the number of people in this game, only 10% of the players actually engage in PvP. So it's not as big and wide of a sweeping change affecting every single player as what you think it is.
Mm.
No, I believe that, because I have 100 Alliance members, you know, and there's 10, you know, and a good 10 participate, you know, daily or not daily, you know, but just in their game is PvP, but only a good 10. You know what I mean? Is that their want in the game? I think. Well, I know not want. Sorry, I think many want to, but I think it's down to are willing to spend the money.
Yeah,
that's it. I think the costs have gotten to where I've said it before. I've said it ever since I got into the game, into a heavy part. If you're going to keep up, you got to spend, and if you're not going to spend, you're not going to keep up.
Right.
And there's certainly people doing that this weekend. I love that leaderboard. They can keep on paying, so I don't have to.
Right.
Now, I do want to go back and wrap up what I thought of the refactor a little bit, if you don't mind.
Of course.
A little bit. I thought the amount of tokens they gave us was well above and beyond what I thought it was going to be. And I think it was well above and beyond what most people thought it was going to be. I think there were some people who quit before the refactor actually happened, and they saw what we were getting that probably really regret that decision at this point. I think they seriously underestimated the necessity of resources, though. I think that was a huge thing that they underestimated. How they could have underestimated, I don't know, but this is Kick's eye. I think the 70% reduction should have lasted longer. Or, even if you didn't want to keep 70% the whole time, do like 70% for the first 2 days and then like 50% for the next 2 days and kind of slowly have it trickle off. I think would have been a lot better because the resource requirement, they sorely underestimated that.
Well, I don't think it applied to enough neither. I mean, we didn't see that for like the tier 6 stuff, the armors, and like doing all of our turrets and warehouse stuff. The tokens don't apply to the warehouse stuff, so we had to get base parts for that. But I mean, the cost and resource, like you said, it wasn't at the 70% discount, on some things and everything. It didn't apply to all the stuff that we were changing because it, like I said, it only applied to the tier 7 stuff. We still use tier 5 and tier 6 stuff.
Well, the one that annoyed me, I didn't really care so much about it not applying to the tier 5 and tier 6 stuff. That's whatever. This is supposed to be a tier 7 PvP refactor. That's fine. You want to chintz out that way, I get that. But to not give me the reduction on my fucking tier 7 armors, that was pretty fucking
yeah.
shitty.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not have been as hardcore if it was just 70% on resources also across the board, no matter what you're changing, as long as it's on a tier 7 hull or the correct tier turrets, what we're working on.
Damnation, I got a question for you.
Sure.
So with the implementation of the tier 8 hull this week, does that mean that from this point forward, I think I'm going to answer my own question, that's all we're going to see is tier 8 hulls?
Well, I would definitely assume so.
I
mean, now that tier 8 is starting to come out, why would they go back and do other tier 7 hulls? That wouldn't make any sense.
Well, that's what I say. And I'm just trying to kind of clear that up.
I mean, and honestly, the only possible thing I could see that they would have even done anyway left in tier 7 would have been like a high guard siren or something like that. Other than that, like tier 7 was done.
Well, let me look at something real quick. I want to just so like Razors, our new Razor fleets or our new skirmish fleets that come out from now on, they won't be 7s, but they still could be because the tier 8.
Oh, you're talking PvE and PvP?
Yeah. I was just kind of
yeah. Like I can't answer that because like they're treated as wholly separate animals.
Yeah.
So just because we're into PvP stuff that's tier 8 doesn't mean PvE. What were the bucks? What tier are the bucks? The bucks are tier 7. So yes, the next PvE hull we should be tier 8 because next hull we see will be Siege again.
Yeah, so the Razors and the Bat Razor are tier 7 too. So
yeah, but I'm pretty sure the Buck is where tier 7 started, and that was a Siege hull. So the next Siege hull will be the start of the tier 8 stuff. It should be.
We will still see the CT CDO plate 3 though, so that'd be tier 7 because that's still got to come out.
I would hope we do. I don't count on anything.
Well, it should do so. Cool. All right. Well, that's
honestly,
a fair old.
Honestly, I thought it would have been in this event.
Yeah.
Why it's not in this event, I'm not sure. There's a couple things that why they're not in this event I don't understand. Like tactical focus mods, I don't understand why they're not in this event. Shielded circuitries, I don't understand why they're not in this event. Hyper 30s, I don't understand why they're not in this event because all of that is kind of essential PvP stuff. And this was supposed to be a, get all this PvP stuff that you missed for tier 7. Well, you didn't give me half the shit that I fucking need that I missed. So up yours.
Same way with the Hyper 20. I mean, I could use that as opposed to using all my 30s on stuff that I don't think is necessary.
Yeah.
We never got any more of those, and it's not in the FM. That's just another screwed up situation.
Yeah, they had the opportunity to do that instead of the shipbuild tokens. So it was a bit unusual the way they've added and what they've added and all that sort of stuff. But I am assuming they're all on holidays as well. So they probably, pushed the button on Thursday afternoon and that was the end of it. So
Yeah, I haven't had a ticket answered since last Wednesday.
really, yeah. Well, I mean, it is a big important time for you guys, so I do kind of get that.
Something I did want to cover real quick. I know when we were going over the builds for the Dread on Thursday, Carl Weaver had a question he asked me on the page, and I've just been feeling like crap and hadn't got around to answering it, so I'm going to answer it now. He asked if accuracy was really a big thing on the Arbalest, since they kind of fire at a spot and aren't really technically accuracy based. Templar and I had a long conversation about this today, and basically what came out of that was accuracy on something like the Arbalest is similar to what spread is on, say, mortars. That, like, yes, you target a spot, but you have varying degrees of where in that spot you're going to hit. So the more accuracy that you put on your hull, the more likely it is to hit in that spot. However, since it comes with 100 accuracy stock, I don't necessarily know that you have to put any more accuracy on there.
Well, as soon as you stop, you're going to get that 100% too, right? From the hull, on the breacher in particular, anyway.
Which I don't understand, because it already comes with 100%. The weapon comes with 100% to begin with, so
yeah,
I understand why. Maybe that might be more for. Well, no, it wouldn't be more for scattergun. I don't know. Maybe it's for
or counter and evade, maybe.
Yeah, it might be for counter and stuff like that. Well, no, because like Arbalest evade does not factor into Arbalists at all. Because, like I said, they don't actually target a specific ship or building. They target a spot on the map. But, however, people can put things other than Arbalest on the Dread. So perhaps that's where the 100% additional accuracy comes into play. I really don't know. I'm too sick to really think fully into it at this moment. I'm just relaying what the conversation Templar and I had was.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't a good time to vape, but anyway. So does anyone else have anything they want to bring up, or are we generally happy with how it's all going, or other thoughts?
I'm still not happy with that Tier 8 hull coming out. I don't think anybody else is, but what the hell, right?
That's about the only thing I'm unhappy with, too, is that Tier 8 stuff coming out right at this point in time, because we're supposed to be able to do the refactor, and now let's play. And they gave us plenty of tokens to get set up to be able to jump into the game. Finish up all these scraggly little things I've never finished on the fleet projects and stuff, Then having to pay the resource cost, that's for sure. But I've updated a lot of ships. I've got my guard set, got a couple of different configurations I can run, possibly, got more than just 5 guard ships, got some extra throw-ins. I could change this, change that, throw that in, switch out the flagships, that kind of stuff, And I've got like two good base hitter fleets, decent, but still need some work, but I still got plenty of tokens to do it. Base is almost kind of where I might be happy. But like I said, all these tokens they gave us, that's what it gave us the ability to do. Throw this Tier 8 hole like, haha, F you. It's like, not yet. Just slow your roll, man. Let us play.
Well, where I'm seeing the biggest increase of happiness, and you can speak to this as well, I'm seeing the biggest increase of happiness in in your casual PvP players, the guys who were never worried about being at the top of the game, but tried to kind of sort of keep up as much as they could. And now they've gotten all these tokens, and they can finish all these fleets that they didn't have before, and they're useful again. You know, like onslaughts are useful at this point in time. You know, impact cruisers can actually be made useful at this point in time. Ifrits can even be made useful at this point in time. So, like, people are actually, your casual guys are having a whole lot of fun finishing out these boats that they couldn't finish out before, and being able to go out and hit and test and play for at least a week or two like they're a fucking whale, you know? And I think that's where I'm seeing the biggest increase in player happiness.
Yeah, I guess I can speak to that because, you know, I'm like Shane, you know, so I did my base guard first. I've got several different ways I can run that. When I get tested, I'll work it out, I guess. But, you know, I have had the opportunity to do that and then go back and fix my, you know, base hitting fleets for bounty and stuff like that, because I don't tend to hit other bases because I just don't see the need to do it. But I've got stuff for bounty, and I've got my turrets in, so I am reasonably happy with all that.
And I'm pretty much a bounty player too. That's where I can have fun actually hitting bases and stuff without messing with people. But it also allows me, I mean, I'm making my base content for bounty as well, because of all they've given us to do it with. It's just, like I said earlier, before it ever even started, I'll be willing to pay the resource cost with them. Just let me be able to do it. I'll go through this pain with them too. I mean, it's been a bitch, but I'm happy with the way things are going forward. We're able to make the change to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just, they should have just left the tier 8 hole out of it.
Yeah, it's a lot happening all at the same time, and like we've said, you know, over Thanksgiving as well. It's interesting, and I think there are going to be people that come in next week and on the weekend, and it'll be like, you know, I didn't get the chance to do this, and this. So because we'll have another week of what did I do? I worked it out before. So yeah, so we've got another week of FM. Is that correct? And then the raid will be on the 6th. So we've got a bit of time. So, and no doubt there'll be TLCs or something next weekend. So.
One last thing from me. Tier 7 tokens do exist. I got them in the FM this week. 2 people were on the hangout with me, and I screen share so they can verify I'm not lying.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good that you got them.
Yeah.
Because I was curious how everyone's pumping out all these ships. So.
I didn't say those people who witnessed it weren't bitter. I just said that they witnessed it.
Well, Toxic's got it too, didn't you, Toxic?
I sure did. That was a while ago. And I would have thought I deserved another one before Damnation, but no.
All right, my turn.
Go.
No, I mean my turn.
All right.
7 days. You get the grease monkeys. You just be happy with her. I'll take a freaking 7 day.
All right.
I'd have took it this week. I could have got an extra breacher out. Like, you know, that'd have been cool.
Well, that's fair because you know, you had all the time out of the game and stuff like that. So you can go next. Neil, you go next, and then I'll go after that. So
I'm sorry,
we'll make sure that happens.
I was typing and I lost the subject we were talking about there. I'm sorry.
Oh, just the 7 day build taken out of the FM. So Damnation had to rub our nose in it.
Yeah, I've never got one.
Well, I've been trying to pick when I chime in wisely, and that seemed like a nice, wise place to chime in and be like me. I've been trying to pick when I chime in wisely, and that seemed like a nice, wise place to chime in and be like me.
Simba.
I muted Simba. Simba,
Cool.
if you want to talk, you're gonna have to unmute, and then you'll have to maybe turn your speakers down some because you were echoing in the background there.
But welcome once you get that sorted out.
Sorry.
No, that's cool.
I didn't realize I still had it on.
Very good. Welcome. Your thoughts? What?
About the refactor?
Whatever you'd like to talk about.
I think it's interesting. I like the new shit.
Have you built one?
I've got 2.
How are they working for you? Did you go arbalist or scatterguns?
One of each.
One of each. And what are you using them for hitting or for defense?
One of each.
One of each.
Nice.
I'm guessing which one are you using for which?
I'm using the Arblast for base.
There you go. Have you been able to do all your old fleets yet, or have you been too busy with the bacon, or?
I'm busy gathering res.
Yeah.
The fun way.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
All good.
Well, I've still got, what have I got? 6 hours till I can join the club. So I'll see how I go after that.
So which do you think is the better hull? Or the what I mean is the Arbalest the better, or is the Scattergun the better?
I like them both equally. They both got their benefits. And you can't really aim per se with the Aeroblast, and it takes a while to kill stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really good for base defense.
Yeah, I'm certainly looking forward to getting one in my base, but I've been working on sirens and stuff like that, so hopefully they'll do the job. But we will see.
Get
I
any
guess.
refit tokens?
For which ones?
For your defender plates.
Oh yeah, they're all done. But I decided to go for the Arbalest version first, and then I'll pop another scattergun one out in the meantime. So
That's something I want to do just for curiosity's sake. I want to go down the panel and find out how many tokens everybody got. Like for me, I got 81 Conqueror tokens, 17 Defenders, and 65 Structures.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Same.
I think that's what I got. It's either 81 or 84. I think 81 was it, though.
Well, I got like 17 Defender, but I only got like 39 Conqueror tokens. So, yeah, I didn't get as many Conqueror, but the Structure tokens, I'd got like 67, 69 of them, something like that.
Yeah, some got the 65 and the 81, but I only got 9 Defenders, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still. Go ahead. Sorry.
Simba, go for it.
I can tell you how many I have left. I know I started in the 80s for the Conqueror.
I'm thinking that might have been the max was 81.
Yeah, it almost seemed like they had different brackets. Like, and if you had built so much stuff, you got into this bracket, but if you hadn't built that much, you got put in the lower bracket and so on and so forth. It seemed like it was all kind of bracketed. Not so much like a per person thing. It was just like, oh, okay, you made this many holes, you get this many tokens.
I have 58 left. I know it was like 81 or 82 that I got for the Conqueror. Render, I've got 6 left. I've used a lot of those though. And structural, I ain't really played with that too much yet. A little bit. I have 48 left, and I think I've used like 15 of them.
Yeah, so that sounds about right, because I know when we were talking about it last week, we were trying to work out how they were going to calculate how many everyone was going to get. So it certainly seems pretty ample. And I know, like Shane, you would have got less because of your time out of the game. So you wouldn't have built that many conquerors, like we've been pumping out for. Because it was at 7 months you were out or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 7 months I was out. And I mean, I got the high amount on defenders, I guess, because I've been concentrating on my defense more than the conqueror holes, to be honest. So, but I still got a fair amount of conqueror holes because I did have some of them, I did have some.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, cool. All right, well, I guess if there's nothing else that everyone wants to talk to, there's plenty of res and base parts out there to go and collect.
Go get them with your conquer hull then.
Yeah, it sounds like that's what Simba's been doing. She said she res the fun way. We was listening to Toxic just giggle like a Rumpelstiltskin the other night out getting res.
That was fun.
The combination between Rumpelstiltskin and a little schoolgirl. I'm not sure.
He was certainly giddy.
Yeah, I wonder why I come here.
Like the abuse.
Hey, I couldn't have an entire show where I didn't throw you under the bus at least once.
Yeah, that's true.
It's that kind of show.
It is.
Very good. All right. Well, I guess there's nothing else that we want to talk about. So is everyone happy to wrap it up?
Anything in comms? Take a look. I haven't looked yet.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it as we go through. So people, I know there was a bit of talk about the accuracy, and the Candy Apple said the additional accuracy counters evade on ships. So I'm not sure what Cuddle was talking about with fortification.
Hang on though, because that's not accurate at all. Because as I was trying to explain earlier, like ARBs don't target ships per se; they target a specific spot on a map. So ship evade does not affect the ARBs at all.
Yeah, I was trying to remember back to when the Crusaders and the ARBs were out, and just trying to replay that in my mind to think about how these are going to work. So,
I mean, it's got 100% accuracy, but in the end, it's more of a dumbfire weapon. Correct? Is that what you're getting on it?
Yep.
Okay, so I mean, if it's moving, there's that chance evade might not have effect with it. I'm not sure how evade's going to interact with it.
Speed.
But if it's stationary.
Evade does not interact. Okay. Evade does not interact with it at all. Like none whatsoever. Like, and then moving, you're going to need projectile speed. Evade plays no factor against Arbalest.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. How it works. It says 100% accuracy, but it's actually a dumbfire weapon. So projectile speed will be, in moving scenarios, will be really important.
Yeah.
But like you said, shooting at a stationary target, it's shooting in that area. It's most likely going to hit it because it's like a building can't move. Our defense ships can't move, so dumbfire is going to do a decent job in that respect. But like you said, evade apparently has no effect on it, according to a mod.
And there's not only according to the mod, but just based on how we saw it working before when the first Arbalest came out.
Okay.
But and there's one mechanic I want to spend a lot of time talking to Kix about because it makes no sense to me. That how if a wall can't how the Arbalest can't overcome the deflection of a wall, how it still penetrates. That literally makes no sense to me. That's like having a bullet get stopped by Kevlar but still piercing the target that's 3 feet behind it. That literally makes no sense at all. So I'm going to have a big talk with the devs on Monday when they come back in the office. Because I don't think that's how that should be working at all. Because right now, currently against Arbalest, you might as well not even have fucking walls.
Agreed.
Even if you get your deflection on that wall high enough, it's still going to pierce through, and that like logistically makes no sense to me. And that's the thing that really turns people off of PvP and just the game in general. Sometimes it's shit that doesn't make fucking sense.
Yes, well, we've all seen a fair bit of that over the years. So
Piercing round. I don't give a fuck what you got it built with.
You guys are hearing my husband in the background.
Yeah, just a bit.
Very good. All right, well, I reckon that's enough. I've got things to do, as in base parts and res. So I hope you all have a good rest of this event and rest of the weekend and all the rest of it. And hopefully those people who had Thanksgiving had a nice time and ate lots and drank lots and got together with their families, even though there's all these silly events and all the rest of it on. So cool. As always, like and share the video. Hopefully we've talked about some, useful, vaguely interesting things. So if you want to feel like sharing it, go right ahead. So I reckon we'll say goodbye, everyone. What do you think?
Yeah, have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Sure. See ya.
Cool. The link will be in the chat too if you want to join us afterwards. So we'll see you all later. Push that button.
I'm pushing that button. Bye.